Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima and I'm here doing something slightly different. This is Dark Quest V, also known as Dungeon Hunter 5. Now, I wasn't originally planning to take a look at this one because the Vita I usually use to record my Japanese games was the one I wiped to put my homebrew games on it. And I didn't want to go pulling another one of the two Vitas that I have in storage out of storage just for the purpose of doing a game on this, a video on this, because I want to keep those Vitas in as tip-top shape as possible, just in case I need them in the future. But for now, I just figured I was playing around on the homebrew Vita, and I noticed that someone had actually gone to the effort of getting the Dark Quest V binary and putting it up on the little package store they have where you can install, like, pirated games. And considering it was a free-to-play game, I'm like, how did they get this on here and how does it work? So I downloaded it and it turns out it actually works. But there's something incredibly interesting about it, but we're not going to talk about that just yet, although if you're paying even remotely close attention, you might notice something. It's actually incredible. Oh yeah, also the game's got English voice acting. No, I'm not kidding, it actually has English voice acting, which is certainly something. I wasn't expecting it to have English voice acting. It's not got English text, but the voice acting is definitely English. I have actually played Dungeon Hunter 5 before, so this is actually quite familiar to me, although there is something else that I want to point out right away. The game is streaming. Now, for those of you who don't understand the concept, whoop, I just completely talked over her. For those of you who don't understand the concept, streaming is the same thing that Phantasy Star Online 2 does. I also believe Dragon Quest X does, at least on the Switch. Yes, this is both on the Switch, by the way. The Vita version of Phantasy Star Online 2 is not a streaming game, but basically it's streaming video of the game to me from a remote server. So it looks absolutely horrid, and my inputs are a quarter of a second behind what I'm actually pressing. I can't actually show you what it looks like on screen because I don't actually have a good looking camera right now, but you get the general idea. The game is basically behind me, which is interesting. I didn't think they'd go about it that way. I mean, you would think that they would let you, you'd think they'd let you play the game locally on the Vita, because, you know, I mean, the Vita's not exactly a powerhouse, but this game was literally designed for Android devices. My 2012 Nexus 7 could play this game at roughly this. Here's the English voice acting, by the way.
Oh God, it's the Death Knight! He found me!
Go forth, my bring me the heart of that coward.
Yeah, the game is just a step behind me, so it is actually not that fun to play. I booted it up and I saw both the English voice acting and the laggy controls, and I just thought, I'm going to have to boot this up immediately because I'm not going to waste the time trying to actually play this game while it's not exactly keeping up with me. So this is a free-to-play game. It is basically the free version of Dungeon Hunter 5, as far as I can tell. I haven't actually played too far into it yet. But the general consensus seems to be that the game is very heavily pay-to-win, so probably no point trying to actually, you know, play it for anything other than just your general complete and utter curiosity at the fact that this is a streaming game on the Vita. Considering that I live in Australia, this is actually kind of surprisingly good performance, all things considered. It's just, yeah, it's kind of neat. I knew something was wrong when there was only like 4 megabytes in the binary, because obviously it'd be a fair bit bigger if they ported the entire thing, but I guess not.
Giant turkey just eat up.
I can't help but wonder how exactly it plans on doing it on PlayStation 4. I assume it's the full game, with no streaming or anything like that involved, but I've been wrong before. Yeah, so I leveled up, I got some stuff.
Hard to believe the undead.
So the X button to skip. I assume that this is the... Oh, look at that. It even lets me control the mouse, as unbelievably laggy as it is. Alright, let's swap out some gear. Yep. They're giving me better armor, so I assume if I select that, yep, figured. Fair enough.
We receive news.
Bit
that
weird to
is
be controlling a mouse cursor with an analog stick, but sure. Yeah, so you can see the compression artifacts on the video as it fades in and out. Not to mention the low frame rate. I was thinking that would be the game just, you know, having a natural performance problem on the Vita. Then I saw the compression artifacts. It's probably going to be a hell of a lot worse. What the hell am I doing? I'm attacking a civilian. It's probably going to be a hell of a lot worse if you try and play it in the United States or something like that, and it will probably be a fair bit worse as it goes up on YouTube. So if you can't see the compression artifacts now, you should be able to, because it would already be up on YouTube. I'm not actually talking to anybody, but yeah, get the general idea. It's too bad. If you lived in Japan, where they have extremely good internet connections, at least by Australian comparison, it would probably do pretty well for itself, at least on their networks. Yeah, I'm not going to play any more of this. You get the general idea. I assume that's that. I don't even know what that is. That tiara? I assume that's the reward that we get. If you hit the square button, there's your controls, but not really that much to it. I have no idea how they want you to go back to the main menu or anything. So let's just hit the home button, close it, and we'll open it up again and see what happens. So I can just prove that I'm not lying to you. 13 megabytes. Still, you're not going to fit that whole entire bloody stage. That was not going to fit in 13 meg. No way. I'm actually kind of amazed that I can actually talk to this on a non-Japanese account and actually have it work. You'd think it'd have some sort of built-in deterrence for that. So what does it look like when we actually boot it up? Okay, yeah, loading screen, and yeah, I assume the streaming has started by this point. Can't see any compression artifacts because it's in a small frame, but I don't know what that loading bar is. They must be using some pretty weak machines to run this shit. Circle will begin, and where does it put me? Yeah, right back here. Okay, you get the general idea. That was a really, 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 really quick look at Dark Quest V, aka Dungeon Hunter 5. I just thought I'd do that little video because it was kind of interesting to see that it was a game that was being streamed to the Vita instead of being locally run on it. I'm not 100% aware of any other game that does that. Another one of like the free-to-play MMOs might do that, but well, there you go. It's a bit weird to see a Western-developed game go that route of all things, but yeah, there you go. This has been Blue Maxima, and I will see you all next time.